Be Frank Network.
Welcome to another episode of H&A Pod. I am joined by our repeat but favorite guest from DBS Podcast and also on the Be Frank Network. One of my favorite people, but never tell him, Sergio Chico.
I'm clapping it up for myself, goddammit. Thank you.
Another one of my faves. He is the polo-wearing cardigan captain, comedian, host of a podcast that I cannot remember the name of right now, but it is good. I'm a subscriber. What's your podcast name?
Will you believe that?
No,
Yeah,
I know.
you're certainly a subscriber. Raw beef.
Raw beef?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, and I don't subscribe. I will. No, I won't. Wilfred Padua! Hi, everybody. Welcome.
What's
Welcome
up?
back. You guys were so loud before this, and now Thank you so
Well, we were
much.
talking about Asian people with inappropriate names. Like I train an Asian guy whose name is Bob. That's the most dirtbag shit I've ever seen. ever heard, excuse me. And then Wilfred had mentioned that he knew somebody.
But the
Korean
particular thing
descent.
was he's a Korean, like small, tiny Korean kid. Like
Frank.
And his name was Frank.
That's my dog's name.
He's like maybe 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't fit.
Yeah, I asked Bob. I was like, yo, what's your, I want your Asian name. And it was like 15 syllables. And I was like, okay, Bob.
Okay,
yeah,
Bob.
No, yeah.
Right, I was like, all right, Bob, you got it. But that's what it is, right? So, I mean, your parents are like, you need an Americanized name.
I think they choose it when they come here. Because
But-
they're obviously going by their Chinese or Korean name in their country.
I wonder how they choose it.
I think they look it up and maybe go to Wikipedia. And,
Like a
or maybe a
popular
favorite movie they watched. or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah.
Ah.
You could go out there and ask him.
You
It
know
could be
what?
a
I
special
did.
thing.
He's like I was punching with him. You know, we were doing like some mitt work.
Okay.
And he was like, my mother gave it to me, and I was like, he was like panting. You know, I was like, okay. I was like, where did she get that? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, what's your real name? Then he said something like a 15-syllable word, and I was like, okay, let's stick to
It's
Bobby.
also like Chinese names are so or Chinese anything is so difficult because it's all like, I'm blanking on the word. It's not like just like different like letters and syllables. It's like different ways to like and are like
Yes.
this completely different words.
Yeah.
My client, when she pays me by check, it says her real name on it, and the names are off by one vowel. Like they're the same. First and last name are basically the same words. I'm like, what? And she pronounced it, and I was like, that's not the same.
Mhm.
It looks the same on paper, but you said it very different.
How old is she? She cut you
26.
checks? So let's
I
get
know.
her shit together.
She's the funniest.
Cash money under the
person
table, like
I know.
old school drug deals. Come
Yeah.
on. I hate when people pay me via Venmo.
Why?
And then they
Why?
I'll tell you why, because I'm trying to evade taxes.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have
No.
to edit this. They put a fucking boxing glove. If you make over 14 grand, you got, Venmo with tattletale on you.
I heard that if you make your deposits less than 10,000, the IRS won't look into it.
True.
Yeah.
If you make your deposits less than
If you keep all of your deposit, like if you deposit or take out money, keep it less than 10,000, and
Anything
the
above
IRS
10,000, the bank has to report immediately.
What do you mean? Like it's in the bank. What do you mean that you?
Okay, so
So let's
if
say you got 10,000 in cash.
Cash.
Okay.
You have $10,001 in cash. You're gonna want to make that two separate deposits of $5,000 and $5,001, as opposed to a $10,001.
But that's for cash, not Venmo, right? Because Venmo only
Same thing.
allows.
I would say the same thing. Just to be safe, don't transfer the entire 10,000.
Yeah, they don't
over.
allow that. The max is 4,000. It's 4,000.
To transfer
look
over.
at you.
Yeah. I'm doing well, guys. Under the oak trees in your local park.
He did a little cocaine sniff before he said, "I'm doing
That's the
all
way I
right."
punctuate shit that I say. I go. That's very Frank-like. Like a Frank would do that. Yeah. I built this whole studio by hand. Right? That's a very Frank thing to do.
You're very street sometimes, but then all of a sudden you're like, "Mommy!"
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I hang around a lot of young white women. So I got a little bit of that in me. Seriously. Like, I
Why?
love matcha. I love yoga.
Why are you around them so often?
Because that's who I train. That's most of my clientele.
Oh, okay.
Because my demographic of the people that I'm cut from, the cloth that I'm cut from, they can't afford me.
Yeah.
Dudes that look like me, yo, can you train me for $20? I'm like, I got this girl named Mara.
Yeah.
I'll send you her email.
Oh.
I'll send you her email. And yeah, you can get it cracking that way.
Oh, yeah, fix your mic.
I don't know how to keep this. I'm just gonna have to hold it.
Okay, so the last time that you were here, we didn't talk about your most like horrific breakup.
Okay. Did I leak it? Like, did I tease an idea? I don't remember what
No.
I did last time.
We
I was
didn't.
Here.
We just kept talking around it.
Oh, okay.
We didn't talk about it.
I was trying to when I went to the bathroom earlier, I was trying to figure out
Think
which
o-
one it was.
So you had that many hard breakups?
No, it's just that they're like I have a pretty storyless life. Yeah,
Okay,
not
while
much
you-
has happened to
While
me.
you think about your breakup, can I ask you guys if I was a cunt? Can I ask a scenario?
The answer's
and see?
probably yes,
I know.
considering what we know about you.
I know. Okay, so I have a boyfriend, bragging, and but he doesn't always divulge when he's visiting. Like he gives me a general idea.
I thought you guys lived together.
Soon, not
Oh.
yet. He lives in Texas.
Interesting story because you're trying to get pregnant with someone who doesn't even live in the state. That's
Is
dirtbag.
he just sending it? He's sending it all in mail.
Because last time you were trying to get pregnant, or maybe he doesn't
Yeah, no.
know that. My bad.
No, he knows. He knows.
Because
He's
you look
jerking-
like you clamp. You look like you clamp. You look like you're at that age, like, I'm going to ride you, motherfucker, and clamp your ass.
I
and I'm going to
can't.
have your baby. Why? Your legs are strong.
My legs are definitely strong.
Yeah, that's
but
the clamp.
that is no. I mean, like I can't. I need medical assistance to have a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm one of those whacked out. God was trying not to let me have a child, but I'm gonna fight around it.
Nah, I'm on God's side.
Yo, I have a hookup with an in vitro if you go that direction.
do.
You gotta hook
I got a hookup. Yeah. And then
Okay,
you get the premium package because you want to see the picture of the father.
The way you
I
put
got
that,
a
I got a
father.
hookup.
I got a good father.
but the
Oh,
way
he's
you
athletic.
phrase that, I got a hook. I know a guy on 124th and Lex.
Yeah,
that,
yeah, I got a hookup. Yo, actually, I got a few eggs in a freezer. A little bit like Drake with a chromosome missing, but it's still the background is legit. Good education,
A little
no
Downsy.
criminal activity. I'm saying you can't have it all. You can't be picky and choosy.
Oh, it's missing. It doesn't have an extra one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. He just looks a little off. Maybe like he had COVID and it stood there.
He's
Like
the
a
first
face.
COVID.
Yeah. There's something off with the face, but that's all vain shit. We're talking about he got a good, strong education.
No, I'm vain.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're not in a position where you should.
No, I have a sperm donor. That
Okay.
I've got.
All right.
I've got
Yeah,
it.
well, he doesn't live in the States.
He's moving here.
Okay.
Okay, so he was supposed to come. He said he was going to move here by Memorial Day,
All right.
which is next week, right?
Mhm.
It's Monday. And nothing's packed. And
I'm trying to tell you.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck? But there are a couple of like his work situation. Anyway, his sister's coming out to visit his twin brother who lives like 45 minutes from him. I was like, so are you still going to like visit here over the holiday? I'm trying to make Memorial Day plans. Like, I don't want to be lame. Like, can you tell me what's going on? And so his sister's going out there. He's like, yeah, I'm going to come. But then he was fixing toys for the kids. He's like, yeah, he has RC cars. I guess they're not toys for RC people. That just got super offended. But he was like, yeah, I'm gonna turn
Those
down
aren't-
the speed.
You think there's a community that would be
There
offended
are.
by that?
DMX was part of
100%.
that community. He loved
Dude.
race cars.
Really?
you
Dude.
imagine?
The little remote
Anytime
control.
I say toys, he's like, shh, at the hobby
And
shop.
don't
There-
say
he
little
gets-
either.
Oh.
Don't say little. Don't start with the little. It's like
Yeah.
someone saying to us, "Hey, you're gonna do your little show tonight."
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, same thing.
These
But the
motherfuckers
answer
are-
to me, yeah, I'm gonna do this dumb bullshit show. I'd rather you weren't there.
Yeah, I know. I hate when
Speaking
people want
of,
to go
come
to
to
the shows.
QED on Friday. So I write him. So I figure out that he's not going to come here. His sister's visiting there. He's like getting ready for his sister to visit there. And so I text him. I was like, I figured it out. You don't have to. You can stop lying to me. I was like, your sister's going there. You're going to stay there. And then I go, am I wrong? And I wrote that when I was on the way to the city at 2:30 in the morning, which is like crazy girl hours to write
Mm-hmm.
that. But also I can't write and drive. So I wanted to write it before I forgot. Is that being cunty?
No.
I
Oh,
don't think that's cunty at all.
sweet. Brianna out there told me that she was like, ooh, that's some crazy girl shit. And I was like, what?
No,
feel
it's
like-
direct. It's just
Yeah.
And also, like, I mean, he's been dating you, so he knows that there's no limits to your bitchiness, and so that's
So
like
true.
a 6 on your scale.
Yeah, but it did make me have a meltdown. My client, Ashley, was 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late. And in that time, I booked an Airbnb on the beach on the Jersey Shore for the week, starting today.
Nice.
I know. I was like,
Good for
fuck
you.
it. I'm going to the beach. I'm out.
And you know what else you can do at the beach? This is a perfect time to talk about my favorite sponsor, Best Fiends. Well, if you want to slow down your brain or just have a break, which I definitely wanted to do while I was at the beach at the Jersey Shore, you can just go to your phone, open up some apps on Apple or on Google Play and download Best Fiends. It is an adult strategy game. I mean, I'm sure there's some Mensa kids that were just born recently, like that 2-year-old. She'd probably be all over this bad boy. But honestly, this is such a fun game, and there's so many characters, and it's always changing. It's like you never get bored. It's so great. I'm obsessed with it. And it's such a nice little vacation from life. Like life in general can be so crazy and chaotic. And Best Fiends just takes it all away. It's like the Calgon of strategy games. Anyway, so make sure to go to Apple Play or Google Play or Apple apps and download Best Fiends. That's Best Fiends. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. And get on board. Shit's fun. Anyway, let's get back to Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Book shit.
So,
Enjoy yourself.
yeah. So I know he's not going to come.
I was gonna book a trip to Seattle to like hang out with my nephews, and
Do you have anyone that's going to miss you here? I don't think so.
no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Never. I don't have no one that's gonna miss me anywhere.
Listen,
Everywhere I
enjoy-
go, they're like, "Oh, damn it." I was like trying to line up stand-up sets out there. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to. I feel like if I'm gonna leave New York, I should be able to do just as much stand-up as I would have done here.
Right.
That's the thing with stand-up. It's so fucking
I'm too
Such a
addicted.
hustle.
crazy. Yeah. It's like you
Yeah.
can't even fucking enjoy some time off. You got to get up.
I know. I've actually realized in the last 5 years I've never taken a plane and not done stand-up on the other side.
Oh, God, that's sad.
Yeah.
Wilfred.
I'm too addicted to the game.
Wah, wah.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's a
I
good
don't think
thing.
it's a necessarily a bad thing.
You gotta have balance.
But
you have
You
to
gotta
have
have
a life.
balance. I can't do that. But did you feel like it was always worth it?
Yeah, I love
he
I love
loves it.
doing it. This is the
Yeah.
thing that gives me
You know what it
a
is?
sense of self.
Yeah, Amaro. Me and you are washed and tired. That's what it is. This guy is like fucking in his prime, and he got energy for that shit.
We're like,
I go
sit down, bitch.
Yeah.
You think Mars gonna want to do fucking stand up at the Jersey Shore? And there's probably opportunity out there. You're gonna be in a
Oh.
room in a beautiful beach house by yourself,
I
texting your
know.
ex-boyfriend, your soon-to-be
Oh
ex-boyfriend.
my God, my ex-boyfriend did text me
Really?
on the night that I was like putting all this stuff together, and I answered, but then I said, "What's up with the check-in? What's up?
Hmm.
What do you need?" And then he was like, "I just wanted to say hi. I didn't think I was gonna get through." I go, "Cool, going to bed." I was like, later.
Huh. Did that not end well?
I
It sounds
just
like it
don't-
didn't.
No,
Oh.
it didn't. Well, none of mine really. I like to blow things up, you know.
Oh, really?
Start the bridge on fire.
Do you do
while
most
I'm
of your
running
breakups,
across.
or
Yeah,
have you been?
because men are pussies.
What about
Yes,
you, Wilfred?
I
You do most of your
am.
breakups, or have you?
I do most of the breakups, but I am a pussy for about like 2 weeks
Yeah.
before. Like
It takes a long time to wrap your head around the fucking confrontation.
yeah.
What do you
So-
mean? What are you guys scared of? This is why men lie to women, because they're scared of them. Sorry, I've got a little.
No,
personal.
I've been pretty direct. I mean, there was.
Yeah, but you were raised by women.
Yeah. So one time it took like a year I was
A
ready
year?
done.
What a waste of your life.
Yeah, it was when I first started stand-up, and it took like a long time. And then eventually, I just said it, and it was so relieving. It was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. But it took like a year.
Every time the breakup occurs, I like text the paragraph or we have the conversation. It's like, oh, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
Because you thought about it for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just cut the cord right away.
I think I'm just like very indecisive as a person.
Oh.
Because I don't, all of my, like whenever I go to therapy and I talk with my therapist about anything, it's just me being like, I don't know, is this a healthy thing to do? Should I go in this direction? And then it's so like, I'm like Woody Allen when it comes to any decision.
Do they give you answers?
That was a bad example to bring up. I
No,
shouldn't have said
that makes sense.
It makes sense, but like
I get what you're saying.
But I think when everyone goes Woody Allen, it's like,
You're
oh,
Asian.
he's really deciding,
okay.
he's deciding on that little Chinese girl.
I didn't think of that. You know what? Woody Allen is one of those guys that even though I'm not like a huge fan of his work, like his extensive catalog of work, I don't even think about the young chick anymore. Kind of like Michael Jackson. Like I'm such a fan of Michael Jackson's music that I'm
And
like
dancing?
Mhm.
and he's just like so influential in other areas of my life where he's giving me so much happiness that I'm like, I don't give a fuck about those kids too much. I really don't because I guess it wasn't in my family, but it's just like, I remember as a kid moonwalking, my mother and her friends dancing to it. It's always been like the background music to great
That's the thing.
things.
I was raised by sexual assaulters, because like Woody Allen, Michael Jackson,
Right,
I was like,
Cosby.
I'm
Cosby.
sorry, what?
Cosby, like all of these guys,
Yeah.
and like I also, when I say that, like I didn't have a lot of adults in my life to
Guide you?
to actually be there
Love
for me.
you?
So I was raised by media.
Yes.
So
was
Cosby the Cosby Show was my idea of what a family's supposed to be like.
I mean, it is. It is how a family. But you know who I love? Who is a modern non-rapist? Is Run DMC, right? Rev Run.
Yeah.
Yes. Have
Did
you
he-
watched his?
Did he get Me Too'd?
No, his brother,
I
Russell Simmons.
Yes.
Is that his brother? They're part of the same clique.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are brothers.
Yeah,
They're
they are brothers. Now, Russell Simmons, he got mad fucking cases against him. I'm not sure if they're going into trial. There's a lot of people came out saying he sexually assaulted me. This motherfucker is hiding somewhere in the mountains of fucking Thailand with his legs crossed with a hat to the side, giving like yogi experiences via IG Reels.
Can I tell you that someone that has mad cases against them, I fucked for free. I was like, I did that willingly.
Wait, you fuck who for free?
I already did it. No, I just like when there was like a big story about comedians, and I was like, oh, oops, should I throw my name in or should I just be like, so, bro, you're already going down? Let me get a little cash.
Did you? Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that it was like kind of leaning towards that a little bit?
Sexual assault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But I'm like,
It's not
Wait,
flirting?
hold on. Are we talking about like you're hooking up with someone
I'm
that's
not
the
talking
right-
about this case. I was a willing participant in that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
just
a
saying
lot
generally
of fun.
speaking. Have you ever been in a situation
Thank
where like, that was a little bit forceful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like everyone's dealt with that.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I will go and say, as a petite man, I don't think I've ever been.
You never felt comfortable about having sex?
I've
With
never felt like I was crossing. I grew up Catholic. I'm very timid as a person.
I grew
I'm
up Catholic.
like I said, I'm petite. I don't think there's any. I don't think I'm even close to getting a charge.
Oh, but I'm saying, has
No, not
anyone
you.
ever forced you?
I can see some big bitch.
I'm just saying.
No.
No, I've been forced.
I'm going to get some big bitch to take advantage of Wilfred.
Yeah.
Just hold me down.
Yeah. No.
Hold on, I'm going to touch the thing.
I can see Wilfred in a compromising. I got a son tonight. Please don't.
I feel
No.
like I could rape Wilfred. No, you get to a position where you're like, oh, this person, should I just keep going with it even though I really don't want to? And then I just would play it out in my brain as like something else. I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, that's Yeah. It's different for men and women, too.
Yeah.
Because when I was, I guess it was molested by my sister's friend, I enjoyed it. That shit was awesome. She was playing with my little 10-year-old dick. I was like, this is great. But I knew it was the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I knew it was a bad thing that was happening because she was like 4 years older than me.
Did you finish? I can't remember.
No, I didn't finish. At the age of 10, nah.
I don't know.
Nah, I can't.
Free,
But that shit might have fucked me up. Who knows? I don't know how, but I enjoyed it.
I'll vote on yes, knowing you.
Wilfred coming in with all those observations
Yeah.
here.
I actually, I was in a relationship for like 3.5 years.
Mhm.
This might be the worst breakup just because of how close the relationship was. We were together for so long. We lived together. We looked at rings.
How long were
a
you
couple
guys living
times.
together?
We moved in together like after 3 months.
Oof.
That's what you do in New York.
Yeah.
This was in Seattle, but it's like
Oh,
one of those
same
things
thing.
you just
It's expensive.
like if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the right feeling, and I didn't know anyone that I cared about this much. I had never met anyone that I cared about this much. Relating to this topic, when you're in a relationship, there's a lot of just I think you just sometimes have to have sex to have sex because the other person wants it. The other person also needs to feel
Feels like a
cared
fucking
for.
chore.
It almost is, but you have
got
to
a
be
fake
there.
coming?
Yeah,
Men do that too.
No,
Sorry.
they don't.
I don't think I've never done that.
I fake come.
Really?
What?
Hell yeah. Like, oh man, that was crazy.
Are
Because
you
I didn't
serious?
want to do it.
Where do you wait? Hold on.
I'd rather watch Three's
How do you get
Company.
away with it? I understand that, yes, but I've always been like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I just like, oh, that shit was good. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
We can tell.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, maybe
they
they
can
were able to
tell.
tell. I just kept on looking at her, putting on my shoes, like, you're going to take that. And that's it. Every now and then, I came, all right? Punctuated with a loud sniff. I came, all right? And I've done the exact opposite. I came so quick that I said...
That you fake the cum
I
later?
faked the cum. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just think we should be friends. Yeah, I've done that. I came on Impact before, and I was like, oh, you know what? We should really just build a relationship. Meanwhile, there was cum hanging in a condom, and I put it in my back pocket. Because she, and it was so quick that it would be unbelievable to her if I came in less than 10 seconds. I came on Impact with a condom on.
I've never had that situation. Man, it sounds like your dick is so unpredictable.
Yeah, it got a mind of its own. It's
Yeah.
it's very unpredictable. So anyway, my bad. I interrupted your story. 3 months in, breakup story.
Wait, can we go back to this? Were you drinking?
Yeah, this is way more
Yeah,
interesting
I'm like,
than any.
what?
Okay, so when I wasn't able to come, the few times I can remember, I just wasn't like present, or I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
can get. I just get
You
it.
weren't, like-
That happens to me sometimes where I'm like, I'm just in my head a little too much,
Mhm.
and like.
That I can understand with you, but
Dirtbag shit.
That was much worse than the text that you sent.
Yo, Mara's mad passive aggressive on text, right? And then she'll throw
that's-
you like a winky emoji too, to like soften it up a little bit.
That's
But she's like, let's try to be on time today, or you will not be here anymore. Winky, winky.
I know. You're always late.
I'm not always late.
You are always late.
I'm not.
The-
I did that shit on purpose, just to
I
get a rise out of you.
almost-
Just to get a little rise.
When you showed up 20 minutes early, I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Does he need food?
You were
What's
like,
going on?
you squinted your eyes, you're like, Sergio?
Yeah.
What?
Sergio? Can it be?
I know. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to your unpredictable dick.
Yeah.
The one where you came on Impact.
Yeah. It was
Were-
so,
As soon as you went in.
yo, as soon as I touched it, it was like, ugh.
Oh, before
With
you
a
went
condom.
in.
Yeah, so it was like I went like halfway in, and I was high on cocaine.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah,
Were you on-
It was like the best. And then another time, but it happened again, and it was just the same positioning, the same type of body type too, like that. This I don't mean to sound too dirty, but this is what it was. It's like it was, just like there's good dick out there. I'm sure, Mara. There's good pussy out there that's like, oh shit, the walls are closing in. This is 120 degrees of warmth. Honey dip.
I've been engaged 8 times. I know.
But with a condom on, that's strange.
I know that I know there's a difference between vaginas.
So, yeah, and then it's like...
That's why I'm so cocky, yo.
Yeah.
And there is pussy that... There's no wall, so it feels like you're kind of going...
Yeah.
It's like... And like that shit, like we gotta do something different because it feels like I got it into a sheetrock wall or something. And I don't know how that happens.
With the 2 people that you've slept with, have you?
I don't mean to get so dirty.
No, it's all right.
At 10 a.m.
I've fucked women before. Continue. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what you're trying to ask me.
What have you noticed that there's a difference?
Yes, there's a difference. There's some that are textured, some aren't.
Textured.
Yeah. It feels like there's like you're fucking something.
I
like
get it.
You can feel it on your dick.
And that's a good thing.
That's
a
a good
positive
thing. You want to feel like
you
cushion.
want to feel something in there. And then there are some that were just like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna we'll just pump until my hips are tired.
Yeah, it's almost like the walls like went somewhere else. It's like, you know, when you're in a room and you're not supposed to be in there, you hide against the wall. Like, you know, that's the way the pussy feels. Like like it's not a crowded, like you want a mosh pit, you want a lot of like cushion and.
Yeah.
That's a terrible analogy, but you get what I'm saying? There's hollow pussy and there's good, warm, gushy pussy.
Okay, but so we don't have a whole bunch of women that are insecure after this.
Yeah.
Are both good in different ways?
I'm assuming.
No, there's whack pussy and there's good pussy. Like, listen, that's it. I mean, and listen, I'm sure there's a guy for you.
That's what I'm assuming is that there's the proper dick for that pussy.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe my dick is too short. I'm not getting into that other room where it's like the walls are closing in.
It's 2 puzzle pieces that aren't supposed to meet.
Okay, I have to tell you something though. Also, the cervix moves. So depending on the cycle, right? So, right before you ovulate, a woman's cervix is the highest. So that's the end wall that you're that you're hitting. It goes away from during ovulation, and for it's called the luteal phase. For the 10 days afterwards, it starts moving down if the woman doesn't become pregnant. It stays high if she gets pregnant, but it moves down, and that's when you get the good juice, when it's real
so
low.
right when they're about to get their period.
Right when they're about to.
Man, and I know that shit because
that's when the wall is the.
That's when
Yes.
the cervix comes all the way down and it's shortened and it's all mushed in and compact, and that's when you can get that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when that's going on because I start snooping around like a basset hound. I know. I'm like, okay. I just thought I'd act different.
You can smell a woman's cycle.
I can sense it. I don't smell anything, but I can sense it. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little primitive, is what I'm trying to say.
I am the cuntiest during that time too. Can you imagine the level? It's bad. Just for 2 days. And then I'm like, why do I want to murder everyone? Oh, okay. All right. Here it comes. Okay. Tricky every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up around women. I couldn't wait till I got my period. And then my mother sat me down and said, that's not going to happen. I was like, damn. Because it was like a topic in the
She's
house.
like, your mood swings are just because of you. Has nothing to do with your cycle, man.
Right.
We should take Wilfred. We should put him in a t-shirt, and jeans once. Look at him. He's all buttoned up all the way.
You guys think that this is actually a very comfortable outfit?
He looks good, man.
You do look good.
These are
Looks good.
stretchy pants.
You're comfy.
They're
You
very
look
comfortable.
pristine.
I know.
He looks like,
You think I walk out the house like this on accident? No.
yeah, he's clean, man.
It's by
I
design.
know.
He's clean.
He
clean.
used to wear cardigans to shows. He will again. Wintertime.
I don't think you've seen me in a cardigan.
Was it just a sweater with a shirt,
I was
a
just,
button
yeah,
down
I
underneath?
just had a sweatshirt.
I had a
It
cardigan
was
that I
not
bought
a
from
sweatshirt.
Ireland
It was
that
a
was
sweater.
made out of wool, and every time I wore that shit, I had my most epic bombs on stage. Does anyone have an outfit like that? Like maybe an article of clothing that you wear and you never do good on stage?
Too revealing. Yeah. If my tits are showing at all, everyone's just like,
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it
Tits.
was about this
I don't-
cardigan.
I don't
but
have
was
an outfit
bomb.
like that, but I will have it where if I come to a show and there's a certain comic there, I'm gonna bomb. I almost.
What is it about
guarantee
that? We get in our head too much or something?
I think it's we get in our head. I
Now,
like
is this a specific comic or a certain style of comedy that's there? Or
a specific. There's maybe I can't think of them off the top
Yeah,
of
and I
my
don't
head.
know.
But they're 4 or 5 comics.
Some
where
people
I'm
make you just feel uneasy, right?
Yes.
Fucking assholes.
It's
and it's all shit, but there's something about their energy sometimes.
No, I think about it with because people bring out openers on the road, but and oftentimes the opener isn't the funniest comic that they have to open for them, but it's the
but it's the
person
person they have most fun with.
the most fun with, and it puts them in the right mindset before they go on stage. And some people put you in the worst mindset before you go on stage, just interacting with them. And I think, and that's what these 4 or 5 people
Interesting.
do to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that's all me. When that shit happens, it's me. It's not
Exactly,
them.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, because
me.
you're the opener.
Well, no, I'm just saying if it's a showcase show, like there's like,
Yeah, it's because it's on. Yeah, I say it's on me because I'm the one that's letting myself. Be
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, because you're funny. You're fucking, like it had
Yeah.
nothing to do with.
I know
but
how
we
to
allow
do it,
energy to perpetrate the way we're
Permeate?
feeling.
Yeah.
That we like to dick. I hate when that shit happens, and it does happen. And I wouldn't say a specific. I can't think of a specific comment, but there are definitely like the energy in the room. And
Yeah.
then I'm going up on stage and I'm not present.
Yes.
Or I'm thinking, and this is my own insecurity. Sometimes I'm thinking, damn, man, I saw this. The last time I saw this comic was 3 years ago, and I'm still doing this fucking bit. That's my insecurity.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
And it's not like they've ever listened to
It's not
you.
like they even care. But I hate when you can see a silhouette of them back there with their arms crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, checking their phone. That's annoying. But that's all my shit. That had
Yeah.
nothing to do with them.
And you probably start doing that old joke because your insecurity starts reeling
Well, no, I
beforehand,
think
and then that's all you could focus on. You're like, fuck, I forgot all my other jokes
Well,
except
yeah,
for this one.
anything new you want to try, you abandon the confidence that what you would normally have to work out. You've kind of abandoned. So you want to end with a banger, but then you're shitting on yourself because it's like, oh, I'm doing this old fucking joke, and then the confidence for that joke that you've been doing that does well kind of goes down
You
the drain
have to
because
try new jokes.
I know. What I'm saying is interaction with certain people just fucks up your mind.
And you can also pull out of it if you go, well, that was new and that went poorly.
Yeah.
Like some whatever Sergio way that you say that, and that
I
always
I
gets a
know
good
that,
laugh.
but we're talking about how some people just suck the fucking like
Yeah.
your
They make you feel uncomfortable.
100%. Yeah, and they're negative.
That's what I think it is. There's something negative people, some negative energy.
Yeah, they have their own little. That's the thing about like that I've learned being in New York for the last few years, and it's that like there's so many different comics and so many different kind of comics that like those people have their clique that are they're positive for, and then I've got my people, and it's just not with them.
I also think that a lot of people in our industry, the entertainment industry across the board, if you don't seem like someone that they can get something from or like are better than them, then they won't. Then that's when that weird negative energy comes in a lot of times. And I always think tomorrow that person could just be fucking huge, or they could just be a great person that you should just be nice to anyway.
Yeah,
So-
but I do think, and this is for me speaking, I think it's most of the time is my shit. I think for whatever reason, and I'm a confident person, and I'm confident, most of the time I say, and this happens sporadically, it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, I gotta say, 99% of the time, it had nothing to do with them.
No.
It's just my shit.
Well, I think about this Chris Rock quote, which is he says, "It's not my job to be funny. It's my job to be funny Friday at 8:30," which means that like no matter what, Friday at 8:30. You have to figure out how to turn it on. And I think that's part of like why we do stand-up so much is we figure out how to turn it on when we're about to go on stage, regardless of the situation, regardless of who's in the room, regardless of like what you've been through that day, or if a breakup happened or whatever. Like it's time to go on stage and be the guy that you're supposed to be.
I feel like I do best when I'm feeling the lowest. Honestly, like if I have a lot of shit on my brain, I am so much more concerned about that, and I just go up and I'm so relaxed in my set that it's like, and then it's fun, and then I forget about the shit that's on my brain. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I just burned another relationship, but I'm out. I had a great set.
No.
I always that's
It's
how
a
I
weird
feel.
thing, and the thing is, I always remind myself, fucking stand-up is hard. And I never got that shit figured. That shit is hard. Like, I had to ground myself. Like, what we do is fucking hard. And you got to do it a lot to maintain a rhythm, to maintain confidence in it. The moment you take a little time off, you won't be too far removed from it, but you just have to tell yourself, it's been a few weeks. That's why it feels like this again. But then you get back on the horse. But it's fucking
It's like
hard.
it's hard because it's like hella zen. It's hard but it's so easy when it's easy.
When you got your
Right?
rhythm, or when you really challenge yourself to try some new shit, and that just starts
Yeah.
working, because then you feel energized.
But it's like I've been thinking about, because I will do this like meditation like YouTube video all the time,
Pussy.
and
Do you do it before your
I'm
sets?
just kidding.
no, I do it just like in the morning.
Yeah.
To get
Who is the
the-
stop guru?
I don't remember. Mindful. I'll let you know when I figure it out. Because it's just the same one. And so it's a meditation for focus, right? And so for the like first 12 minutes, you're just trying to focus on breathing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like about it is at the end, they're like, all right, for the last minute, just don't focus. Just let your mind do whatever it wants, right? And that is actually the easiest. When I'm not trying to focus, I'm the most focused. Does that make sense? Like I'm just focusing on breathing. There's no like thoughts
present.
rushing in.
Yeah.
I'm just present because I'm not trying.
Kind of like earlier when I was like, do you ever in deep thought? And my deep thought was, does my face look ugly right now? What face am I making? That was
Yeah.
the depth of my thought.
I walked in and Mara was just like straining. Her face was just like somewhere. Her mind was somewhere else, but her face was just like a pug's.
A pug?
And she's like, sorry, I'm in deep thought. And then she's just thinking, I was like, what are you thinking about? She's like, just my face, why I look so fucked up.
That's meditation for me.
Oh, jeez.
Do you do box breathing at the beginning?
What?
Do they have you do box breathing or like a
What's that? I don't know.
So
what that
box
is.
breathing is you can use any number, but typically you start with 4, where you inhale for 4 counts, you hold that for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts, and then you hold that again for 4 counts. But anything past 6-second box breathing helps you metabolize salt. So that's why yoga breathing makes you have less anxiety, because it's helping you control your blood pressure.
Oh.
Yeah, science.
Yeah, and early morning, a jump on that shit, early morning disconnecting is the most healthiest thing, or the best rhythm you could capture. Because if I start my morning on the phone, my clothes are not prepared for the day,
Yeah.
my whole day feels
Your
like that. It's like a
animals are
hiccup.
not. You
Yeah.
got a zebra out and a monkey, and
You
you're like
since I stopped cocaine, I'm an animal hoarder now.
Oh, you are?
reptile.
No, you're a
What, like
hoarder.
a Beanie Baby
No,
collector?
you're a hoarder. No, I got real animals, Pop.
Show him
You
the
got
wall. Show
real-
him a picture of the wall of your animals.
In due time. I don't know if I trust him yet. Me and Wilfred know each other from Eastville Comic Club. I'm not sure if he's ready for my illegal serpents that are
Holy
housed
shit,
in
are
the
you-
Lower East Side apartment.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. So, no,
Do you take
listen,
your
by the way,
snake
I'm
out
not-
on a walk?
No, Puerto Rican Day Parade, baby, June 5th. Take a picture of my snake. Yo, you want to touch my snake?
I've been-
$5 for a flick, Venmo me.
I've been talking about this with
That
friends
was awkward.
because
Yeah,
I live
elbow against
alone.
my pink.
Uh,
No, I actually felt very good. I'm
but
very
I,
confident.
I live alone, and like I've been thinking about like I want to get a pet.
I'll get you a snake.
No.
No.
No. Come on,
The-
now, milk snake. They eat pinkies.
So I was because I want a dog, but I don't
Aw.
have the time for a dog.
Okay.
My schedule isn't regular enough. I could get a cat, but I like my furniture too much, so I can't get a cat.
You're
And then
Yo,
my
you gotta
buddy was like,
compromise. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
"That's the thing is I want."
Yo,
That's why I'm just like not gonna get a pet. But anyways, my friends were like, "What if you got like
Good
a?"
story, Wilfred.
Well, my friend, I was talking with him, and he was like, "Why don't you just get like a lizard?" And I was like, "Because I'm a single man who's trying to have sex still." Like it's easier to have sex if I have a daughter than it is if I have
Yeah.
a bird.
you're right. You're right. I mean, I didn't realize back in the 90s, I've had lizards and reptiles my entire life. I had a lizard, 6 foot, that I got the job. I used to go to a headhunter office right around this neighborhood on 5th Avenue. Her name was Cheryl Roshak. I used to go there with my Sketcher boots and blue Kango, and I used to clean the reptile cage. And she had 2 giant green iguanas that were 5 foot long each. And she said, Sergio, would you want one? Yes, I want one. So she gave me that shit. And I used to leave it loose in my studio apartment. And I used to chill, like, walk around. I had a pit bull, I had 5 snakes, and a lizard named Moesha. I named her Moesha. And she used to like have her claws out. And every time I saw her, she would go, displaying dominance. I was like, yeah, you get it, Moesha. And then she used to lift up her tail and whip my pit bull. It was a fucking sight. And then anytime I had a girlfriend over, it would throw them off. I forgot to tell them about Moesha. So girls like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? I was like, that's Mo. Say hello. I still feed Moesha dog food.
Okay, but there's a difference between you pulling tail with Moesha and Wilfred having a lizard at all.
Yo, what kind of pet will Wilfred? I think, you know what? I think you should get a dog.
I used to have I had a border collie.
You did?
Yeah, he looked a lot like Frank.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
You trying to soften her up.
I
You
know,
you're
like,
looking
trying to get those ovaries working again.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that was another thing that I had with my ex. We had a dog together. That was
she kept the dog.
She kept the dog.
Yo, you're a sucker. How you not keep the dog?
She's the one that got the dog, and
Okay.
also like
I'm sorry. I get passionate about that because if someone took my dog, it'd be a
Well,
fight.
Oh,
there
Right?
was
no one
Can
would
you
get my
imagine?
dog.
there was
Yeah.
quite the I put up quite the fight, but at a certain point I was like,
Well,
well,
you're
I am
like the people's
I'm
court?
moving to. I was like, I'm moving to New York, so it's not like I can't. There's no reason for me to keep putting up a fight for this. Yeah, but we had a dog together. That was probably one of the hardest parts. Like I would have dreams about him.
That's a bad
Aw.
breakup.
Yeah.
So you lost like your dog during the breakup.
Lost
so that's
the dog,
answer to
lost
the
the
question
apartment.
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
asked.
And your apartment?
And the apartment, yeah.
Ugh.
We had like this great
Where
space.
were you? In Seattle?
Downtown Seattle, yeah.
So you moved from Seattle, chase the dream in New York, lose the dog, the apartment, and then you ended up in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you still think about the dog?
He passed away last year, which I thought about him for like that month because I like was in Seattle a couple days before he passed away, and I was like, oh, maybe I should go hit her up so I can see the dog, but like I don't want to have to deal with her, and then so I didn't, and then she texted me like the day that I got back to New York, hey, I'm gonna have to put him down because he's really sick. I was like,
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Dogs are tough, man. They have the lifespans of rappers. You know,
Yeah.
they don't live long.
yeah,
You
they've
know
always
what I'm
got
saying?
someone trying to shoot him.
Yeah.
I gotta put a vest on my
A lot
dog.
of deals. Rough lives, you know.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go. That's the thing about dogs too. You have to I have to get a hotel that's dog friendly.
Yeah.
But I need it to be like dog friendly my way, not actually dog friendly because he's a service dog. So I can just be like, oh, your
What
hotel.
makes him a service dog?
your
What are the
hotel ain't dog
what are
friendly?
his credentials?
Too bad. Well, he got certified and he's
How do you
trained.
get certified? I want to know. I think people use that shit very loosely.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
this is a service dog. I think you're one of those women that just like to walk in Trader Joe's with your dog off the leash and just and cop it out as a service dog.
First of all, I am exactly that person.
Yo, there's a little bit, you got a little
1000%.
Karen eyes in you.
100%. I am entitled. In some ways, I'm entitled. I got him
No,
trained.
but the thing is, we talk about having a mix. Like I got the yoga mix, a little street mix. I got dirtbag zen shit. You got dirtbag zen too.
Fuck yeah.
And so there's like a little bit like of street shit going on with you, but also like you're definitely bringing your dog into IKEA, and you're not submitting.
Why
the,
wouldn't you bring your dog? Any dog can go into IKEA.
Yeah, by the meatballs. You don't give a fuck.
No, you
I
don't.
don't care.
I bring my dog everywhere.
Yeah, so you could bring.
Everywhere.
So people take advantage. I'll never bring. I brought my dog on the train
1000%.
once, but you could bring a dog that's over 65 pounds on the train. Oh, sorry, you go bring a dog on the train
If it fits in a bag.
if it fits in the back. So I saw a woman, excuse me, with a 100-pound dog in an IKEA bag,
yeah,
with
I've
holes
seen
in
that.
it, walking the fucking dog. I love New York.
I love New York.
I respect it. I
That shit is
completely
gangsta.
respect the
That's
hustle.
G
Like,
shit.
oh, I need my dog. I'm taking him with me. I'm just gonna figure out a way to manipulate the
Yes,
system.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love if you're getting over on the
Be
system.
resourceful.
Yeah. Wilfred, so when you moved out here, what was the first hustle that you became accustomed to? Like, what were you like, oh, yeah, this is what we're going to do now that what was the first thing?
Here's this isn't that interesting, but it's more that I taught myself that I needed to just be more direct as a person, because Seattle's a very passive aggressive type city.
Email you
Yeah,
some shit.
and you never really say what you want, but you just bitch about never getting it. And so I was like, oh, that's not going to work here because there's thousands and thousands of people that want what I want.
Right.
So if I don't say it, then I'm just not going to get it. So I had to teach myself that.
That's growth. That's
There's
awesome.
also a lot of people, not only here but everywhere, that want what other people want, but they don't do the work to get it. That is because there's a lot of people in personal training. I don't know if you noticed that they're like, why don't I have a lot of clients? Like, because you don't put in the fucking work. Also, you don't look good. Like, it's not, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Comics get to be fat and gross.
yeah.
And that's actually a benefit for them to be. Like, you have a good look. It's unique. I don't. For comedy?
What do
You
you
have a
mean?
good look for comedy.
Who?
I don't think
know
it's a
me.
look. I don't think it's a look. Do you think that's a look?
I think that people that are overweight, comics that are overweight, it's easier.
I don't think it's
I don't
it's
think
easier
so.
where you move a lot. I think they could use it as kind of like a tag it up to the, but I don't think it's necessarily easier.
It's a thing that you can make fun of.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I
thing
think. I
that
think
you
it's easier
have
in
to
that
talk
sense.
about.
Yeah, but I feel like people are less. Okay, so say a hot guy is a comic. Let's just hypothetically say that there is a good-looking comic, okay? And he goes up on stage. All the women are like, oh my God, and they'll listen to him. And they're going to think he's funny anyway because he's hot. You take a hot woman and all everybody looks at is the men are like, yeah, I want to fuck that. And the girls are like, I fucking hate her.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. First of all, you just said that Wilford was ugly because you said he had a good look. That's one, which is inappropriate. You just said that. We're talking about passive
But
aggressive.
you notice how I skimmed right past it. No, I just kidding.
No, but I think that I don't know about that. I think there's a lot of good-looking female comics who are disarming, like who disarm the audience with this funny shit. But I get what you're saying. Like off the bat, you know, it could be, you know, oh, let me try to figure out. But I think if they don't have the jokes. Oh, the funny, that's all it comes down to. I really do think
Yeah.
it's that.
I think it's also about like you have to be able to have like complete possession of how you look. Like
Yes.
it's, if you're not in control of like how you come off, then the audience is gonna be like, oh, okay.
But they're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to hear, and this is like, I'm not coming up with this, is not some radical shit that I'm coming up with. We hear it time and time again. Nothing worse than seeing a good-looking person, male or female, talk about how hard it is for them in the
Yeah.
dating scene. Like, I see that's a mistake.
It is hard for good-looking people in the dating
Yeah, but
scene.
that's a hard sell. Like, people see you, they're like if
That
you're
is a
saying
hard
that,
sell.
it's
Like
a hard
imagine
sell.
how
Like
much
the ugly
harder it is.
motherfucker in the audience
for an
is like,
ugly
this
person. Yeah.
motherfucker. Like,
Okay, yes, but it is how the joke is delivered.
yeah, absolutely.
Like from our favorite show, the comedy show, this is my favorite analogy that they had on there. Like the middle child was pouting about something, and I guess she said the right thing, she did the right thing, but the way that she said it was shitty. And so Bill Cosby in character goes up to him and was like, okay, imagine that you are at your favorite restaurant. He's like, where's your favorite restaurant? And she was like, this steakhouse. And he's like, ooh, and he does this like little sizzle steak noises, and he's like, okay, so you've got a steak coming out, and you've got, you know, what do you want on the side? And she's like, mashed potatoes. And she's like, okay, mashed potatoes are on the plate, you got a little bit of gravy. And she's like, can you imagine it? And she's like drooling. She's like, yes. And he's like, they put it down in front of you. Are you excited to eat it? And she's like, yes. And he goes, imagine that same food coming out on the top of a dirty garbage lid. And he's like, are you still going to eat it? And she's like, no, gross. And he said, exactly. You delivered that message on a dirty garbage lid. And I was like, oh, that's such a smart analogy.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
And that was about Bill Cosby,
Bill Cosby.
the rapist.
The rapist.
Yo, so what happened? You become like these guys, you know, he became a rapist, then his eye got fucked up. It became like it looked like a goldfish that just died, and like his
Did it?
eye, yeah, you see his
Yeah,
eyes like he got like a pug eye that popped
But
out.
he was old. He's old as fuck.
Yeah, he's old
man.
as fuck, man.
Yeah, his whole body was deteriorating.
Isn't it
Is he in
crazy?
jail?
Yeah, he's in jail. He's in jail. He's dying in jail.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
He's
in
going
there.
to die in
He's
jail.
gonna die in jail because he's like 80-something, and then he's still arrogant. Like,
Did you hear about Nicki Minaj's brother?
Yeah, he's a pedophile too, right?
a
Allegedly.
What?
I try to
Not
be very careful.
allegedly. He
Oh, he got convicted?
he got convicted.
Okay.
There was a lot of proof that not a pedophile, not just like video. He was fucking this young baby girl for years. Nicki Minaj sent a letter and said, please go lenient on him. Please don't give him jail time. I'm like, he should fucking burn in jail.
Yeah.
Like he should die.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
going
tough
to die
one.
there. All
It's a tough
pedophiles
one.
do.
Me and a guest on my show, we were talking about pedophiles, and no matter how hard our individual lives are, we gotta fucking be happy with the fact that we're not pedophiles.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being a pedophile, like fighting that shit? Like this, I'm so relieved. Like when I'm having a hard day, week, a year, it's like I'm not a pedophile. That is freedom. Imagine me that motherfucker, and you just have these urges.
Yeah, I'm so. I completely agree. I'm
Like,
so
that's
lucky
fucked up.
that
Yeah.
I am attracted to something that is totally okay to have sex with.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I'm attracted to old dudes.
And
That's-
border collies. We know.
There was a woman that did a TED Talk. I don't know. Did you guys see it? Where she's trying to make pedophilia a mental health issue and not a crime.
Yeah.
And that's because the brain, like they studied the brain, and there's a lot of gray matter. That's
Did you see
on...
that? Did you hear that? I think it was a This American Life episode where it's this guy who like, I think he's just like living his normal life, and then I think he maybe like had like a traumatic brain injury type of thing, and then he had like
Then
a
he wants to
surgery.
fuck the kids?
Then he had a surgery, and then he had a surgery, and then after a few months,
He was a woman.
someone came in. You got to stop finishing the story. After a few months, like the FBI came, and he was like, "I know why you're here," and it was because he like after the surgery, he started looking at child porn for the first time ever, and it was just what he was attracted to. And then I think maybe they did another surgery, completely gone.
Yeah, there's gray matter. That happens. There's like a
Wow.
little.
What is gray matter?
I don't know because
This is why comics should stop trying to be smart.
it was on the TED Talk. Watch, I'll put it up on the Instagram.
I
There-
mean, it is. Listen, if the thing is, if you're fucking dealing with something like that, there needs to be a pill that. Because there's such a hardcore promotion to get your dick hard. How about a pill that keeps your dick soft so you don't fuck the kids? Because they're throwing, oh yeah, get the Blue Chew, get Viagra. But you never hear about a pill that
Viagra.
keeps your fucking Viagra. You get what I'm saying?
No, I love.
Hola!
Yeah.
But Viagra. But there's not
It's
a
actually
pill.
more fun the way you say it.
Viagra with a violin playing in the background. There's not a pill that keeps the dick soft for motherfuckers like that.
There should be.
Because we don't know what the gray matter is, but we do know there's pills out there that'll keep the dick
If
soft.
anybody knows what the gray matter is, write us. Because we
You
don't.
know?
Yeah,
We're
so you're
idiots.
saying something that like just turns your libido off.
Yeah, like, if you're a fucking asshole with a sick urge, you can go to the store and get the pill that keep your dick soft. And that might just be an allergy medication.
Yeah, but then you're going to have to still. If someone has mental health issues, they're not going to be able to stop themselves and take a pill because that supersedes the moral.
Yeah, but I'm a
conscience.
dirtbag, and that's my fucking explanation. That's my Band-Aid and the fucking...
His Band-Aid is like, oh, I'm horny right now. I should take this pill so that
He doesn't need it. He comes on impact.
I come on impact, baby girl. All day,
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. He can't molest anyone because he doesn't even touch you. He comes before
That's
he
his
gets there.
defense. He's
Yo.
like, it wasn't me because.
I came at the front door.
I came when I was breaking into your apartment. I came when I cracked the window. I came when I pulled out the crowbar. Yo, you know what someone said on a YouTube comment? I love YouTube comments. Someone said that my mouth looks like a crowbar teeth. I was like, yeah, I like this guy. Gave it a like.
Because of it's got like the
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
Oh,
People are
okay.
great.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't take yourself too seriously. I was like, I'm using that shit. That is funny.
Okay, so I don't understand if you can take those kind of comments and think it's funny. How can you not let other people's energy affect you? Because that's the same.
Yeah,
same
I mean
bone.
that's and once again I feel like that's my shit, and I just feel like some people and I think we create noise in our head because I'm confident and I do a lot of work with making sure that I feel good throughout my day. We talked about balance earlier. We're talking about just physical and mental health applied assist with that. But sometimes people's energy, whether it's this negative. Or they're talking down about whatever, it zaps you, right? And then it becomes this thing that kind of overshadows the job that needs to be done. And once again, it doesn't happen often. Most of the time, it's me. I've allowed a certain energy to penetrate when I'm supposed the job I had. And in my head, it might be worse than what is actually going on.
Mhm.
Right.
Quite often,
Yeah.
you might say, oh, some people you never do. That shit might be in your head. It might not even be
Yeah.
like that. You might just be sidetracked by that, thinking about it, that you think that the set.
It's also with a YouTube comment, because we've all had them. Like it's easier to just be like, well, that person has no idea who I am. They're so far away, and also the internet is a disgusting place with a bunch of people who are just trying to get a
Garbage bag.
rise out of us.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the context of every YouTube comment or whatever,
Yeah.
but with a person who's in my industry that like there's like, oh, they know something about me. Like there's, you can tell all these stories like, oh, they know something about me.
Yeah, I
that,
think
like,
that's what I think we're creating that in our head though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
exactly.
think really.
I treat everybody like they're a YouTube commenter. I'm like,
yeah, I don't,
I'm not gonna worry about it.
and when I have felt like that, because I definitely have, I feel like it's mostly me. I don't think people are that, and if it's dumb, can you imagine their insecurities if they're putting energy like that? Because
Yeah.
I don't do that to anybody. I never go in there and be like, this motherfucker, unless they're a bad person. And there are bad people. But with the bad people, I never even give that much energy into
Yeah.
thinking about, So a lot of times if I...
Are there
feel-
bad people, or is it just like the equivalent of like bad pussy, where it's like there's a dick for that person?
Yeah.
There are bad
No, there are bad
people.
people. There are bad people. There's people who are
the
completely...
guy that I fucked that's fucked a whole bunch of other girls unwillingly. Like,
Oh yeah, I guess that is a bad
that's
person.
a bad person.
Nah,
The sociopaths.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I did. He didn't want to do the late show, so they did a showcase show after him. And I'm not going to say his name, but we can call him Jesus Christ because he's a Christian comic, and his last name is Christ also. And he got a whole bunch of Me Too's, but I was like, yes, I believe it, because we showed up. First of all, his rider was ridiculous. He was like, I need to have fresh vegetables in the little fridge with this kind of dip, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, just don't touch anything in the fridge. And I took everything out and like licked it and then put it back.
Oh wow.
And then
Dirtbag
he
shit.
came in. I
No.
was like, fuck this dude. We're all in this comedy game together. Then he comes in and we're like, oh, sorry, we'll leave. And then he's like, well, why don't you stay? And put his number in my phone and started texting, and then I found out that he was married.
Yeah,
and
that's a dirtbag. That's a real...
that's a super dirtbag,
Yeah.
and it's a double dirtbag because he's like, I'm Christian, so I don't do any swear words and I don't do late
Yeah.
shows, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's a bad...
double
yeah.
fuck you.
I don't. When people like, it must be so hard to have to upkeep an image. Like you develop a fan base, and then you have to continue to be that person that your fans want you to be. Like, thankfully, I have no fans, and I could just be myself, and I'm not worried about. I'm never worried about getting in trouble.
You don't have to worry forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people say, "Oh, you're saying some foul shit, you're gonna get canceled," people say, "I said, and you can't cancel. I don't got shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't got shit. Like I don't. And I have a. Well, I shouldn't. I don't have shit, and it's like in the context of the tone in which it's done, it's just like it's impenetrable.
Jordan Peterson, who is kind of like feminists definitely don't love him. I don't know if you know who he is, but he has some strong opinions based off of science, but science can be spun. So
For sure.
I'm not agreeing with him, ladies, just so you know. But who's that? Who's the Indian comic that's super famous?
Aziz,
No.
Kumail.
Russell Peters.
Yes.
I like Russell Peters.
He just interviewed him.
Funny.
Very, and he was
Boxing
like, "You say a lot
enthusiast.
about race. You do," and he's like, "Everybody knows. Same with you." He's like, "My motivations are not angry, or they're not to hurt anyone. It's just lighthearted and fun, and people should just calm the fuck down, basically." And I was like, "Yes," and they have millions of followers, so I was like, I hope everyone watches this because people are getting too fucking sensitive.
I think comedy is just going to have it. Like, there's so many different like factions of comedy now. Like,
It's
and I
changing a
think
lot that way too.
people are gonna all have my people that follow me for whatever I do, and they're maybe gonna be closer to someone like who's gonna follow Sergio and you because our comedies are a little bit more clumped and aligned. And there's the other, like, I'll put an example of like Nanette or something, like all the way on the other side, and they'll have their fans. And where we need to get to is, if you don't like something, you just don't like it.
Just scroll past.
Like, you don't have to cancel someone for not because you didn't agree. That's where I think ideally we would get to. I don't give a shit about getting the Hannah Gadsby fans. because those aren't people that
They're not-
you
yeah.
probably don't want me. So let's go. Let me just stick with who I want behind me.
I got into a dumb Instagram. I will fight with people on social media at like 2 a.m. Like when I'm too tired to get up yet.
Oh,
Like, because that's when my alarm goes off. It's 2:45 a.m. And then I'll look at social media for a little while after
why
I
does
sit
your
in the
alarm go
tub.
off at that?
Because that's the time I have to get up
For what?
for work.
Who does that?
I know.
That's poor decision
I'm-
making.
Well, I
can't live
have
like
some.
that.
I'll show you. I have
He
some
looks
clients.
so concerned. He looks
I know.
appalled.
I don't get to bed till that time sometimes.
Yeah, I text Mara yesterday at 8 p.m. She said, I'm in bed.
Okay, so we have a very special guest. I met her on TikTok, basically. She's also, I am renting a place in the Poconos for this COVID season. And I was like, oh, you live in PA. Maddie, do you want me to say your last name?
Sure.
Gillespie?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Welcome.
a fun last name.
I
Maddie
know,
Gillespie.
Maddie.
Thank you.
Gillespie.
Gillespie.
No.
Listen, I'm a native New Yorker with a little slur and speech impediment.
They don't
I'm
teach
sure-
English in New York.
Wait.
He calls
Gillespie.
Viagra.
Oh, it's an S.
Viagra.
Gillespie.
Yeah, Gillespie. It
I
was
got
close, it
this.
was
They don't have
close.
any confidence in me, Maddie. You see
No,
this?
I've never had any. Every time I bring you up on stage, I'm like, God, here we go again.
He's like this, biting his thumbnail.
Yeah, he's
Just,
like,
what's this guy gonna say?
I tell the audience, hey, you guys, look at your phones for the next 15 minutes.
and
Do
I'm
your
just like, yeah,
thing.
the thing is, I got abortion money, ladies. So you know what I'm saying? and the
But
wolf
that's
is like,
it.
Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Okay, so Maddie, you posted a partial breakup story. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, so basically, me and this guy, it was like my first real relationship, my
Okay.
first love kind of a thing. First person who said I love you to me, first person I said it to.
How long did it take to say I love you?
2.5
weeks.
months. I was like 18, like 2 months probably.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
baby.
actually,
Yeah.
that's not that long.
Yeah, we started dating though after like a week and a half of knowing each other. So we went into the relationship kind of fast, but like we liked each other. It worked. And everything was like going great, I thought. And it was right before Christmas break because I was away at college. And he asked
Wait,
to
how
come-
did you meet him?
a Bumble.
Bumble.
Yes, we
Okay,
met on
so
Bumble.
Sadie Hawkins of
Yeah.
dating apps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Bumble. What do you guys think of Bumble?
I don't like it either because I don't mind. I mean, I also talk about this on stage.
You're already a pansy.
Yeah. Why don't I get to speak first? I don't. Just Asian dudes don't do well on any dating apps.
I don't know. I think it's just you. But
I'll show you my profiles and we'll.
Yeah,
I
we're-
want to see. I love looking at profiles.
yeah.
All
we're
right.
I
gonna-
bet, do you have a full
we'll do
body
a
picture? I
reveal.
think that's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So why aren't
Is
you
it with
doing
a
well? You're a
fish?
good looking guy. You dress sharp. Why
I
you
think
fucking
it's
it
because
up?
of the Asian.
Maddie, would you
Ah.
fuck him?
How old are you?
You're too old.
Guess.
I know.
Wait,
Oh,
shut the fuck
sorry.
up.
Yo, Wolf is old.
Just guess.
I'd say like 28.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that feels so
that
good.
was so nice.
I would think 28 too. How old are
I'm
you, Wilfredo?
34.
34? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I know. I was really shocked when you said 34.
Yeah.
You're 34.
No.
Wow.
I
I
know.
got great genetics.
So no offense, but definitely not. Definitely not for me. I'm 20.
Oh
So
no,
I
absolutely.
Don't
I'm
wanna go 14
just.
years over.
I just wanted you to guess because I knew I looked.
Oh,
good.
Wilfredo get his first Me Too air.
On air.
We got him, Bank. He's like, oh, well.
Okay, so what was your opening line?
Okay, it was, hey, I was just wondering if you have any hobbies other than being insanely hot.
Woo, aggressive. Look at
But
that.
you use that on everybody.
Only if they're actually like super attractive.
Do you use like, so you copy in your notes, copy and paste?
I
send?
do.
That's
I do.
hilarious. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hell
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
too hard to think of things.
Yo, let me tell you,
Here's the
ladies,
thing.
you get original content from me each and every time.
Me too. And let me tell you, I think it's because women as the people that you don't have to be the person who's like starting conversations, and also like you're
Thank you.
attractive people, so you get people to show up to you. Where I have to be that's the whole reason I do stand up is because I needed to develop a personality so that I can be an attractive person.
I know. We have a vagina, so
Yeah,
we don't need anything else.
yeah.
We can just shell out
The
and
market
we're
is
wanted.
the market's always in your favor.
I don't have a
I'm-
vagina,
I know.
and it still
No.
works out for me.
Yeah,
I don't have a penis either. I have like a Ken doll. You ever seen a Ken doll? It's just a plastic padding.
you've been married for like 84 years.
And that's why I work.
Okay, so what did
really
he
quick.
say?
So this one time on Tinder, though, I just want to
Okay.
say I sent that pickup line to someone, and I sent it to like another. I was just like going through my matches and just sending out some messages, whatever. And this one guy goes, "Do you send that line to everyone you match with?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Then why do you just send it to my cousin?"
Oh my God!
Got him.
Dirtbag shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called you on your bullshit, Maddie. How'd you respond to that?
I was like, I was like,
I would just been like, you got me.
I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you caught me. My bad.
Anyway, you buying me food or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I
so
like that recycling lines. I
Dude.
recycled outfits before. Like I bought an outfit for an ex-girlfriend. She didn't use it. She wore it once for Valentine's Day. I said to my new girlfriend, "Happy birthday, boo boo."
Oh my
Oh,
Victoria's
wow.
Secret with the
That's
tags on.
bad.
awful.
That's-
Dirtbag shit.
an outfit?
Outfit.
Oh my
Underwear too.
That's
Oh,
Come
no.
on, baby. No, yeah. Knuckles.
no, I'm not with you on this. I'm not with you on this.
Wolfer, we'll be talking after the show.
Why do you want me to get that outfit?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you dressed up after the show.
Okay, so you sent him that line, and then how long did it take before you met up?
Same day, I think.
Same
Whoa.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, she moves
Oh,
fast, everyone.
shit.
She moves
Yeah.
fast. I love it.
This was pre-pandemic.
Maddie, I'm sorry. Just make
Yeah.
sure the mic is a little further up. Yeah. I think it's fine. These are good mics here at
Okay,
B-Frank Network,
okay.
but just in case. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Also, in Pennsylvania, there's not a lot of good ass there. I don't think. That from my experience.
Yeah.
I like old daddies, though.
I'm sure there's a lot of old fucking men chopping wood
They're
in the
not.
Pocono Mountains.
They're not. It's
yeah,
like
get a lumberjack.
There you go.
they're not.
With a John
They're-
Deere shirt.
It's bad. It's all bad. I'll show you. I'll reopen my account and scan
No,
through.
I think I know what you're saying because I've like gone to like I'll be on
Yeah.
the road in like Eastern Washington and
Doing
it's
big
just like,
shows at the Pocono
and it's
Lodge.
just like ugh God, I don't know. It's just not
No.
it's not my flavors.
Nope, not good.
What's wrong? Who do you guys think you are, man? Yo, listen. Anyone
I know
gonna
who the
holler
fuck
if I
I
break up my
am.
wife? Poconos, I'm there for y'all. Fuck that. You guys acting like you're too good for the Poconos. You live out in the Poconos. I'm sure that you got to just do a little more searching.
Okay. I got a man right now.
Yeah, but you keep on talking about how you want to shop for another older man.
He is an old daddy.
Oh, okay.
I like it. Okay. Okay, so contend.
So we start, talking and we go out and then we go out again.
What's date number 1?
We just got Starbucks.
Oh, that's
Oh.
You know.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
This is in Pennsylvania, in the Poconos?
Yeah.
No, this is in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
we just went and got coffee. I feel like that's a good first date because if it's
Yeah.
not good, you can be in and out in like 30 minutes,
Mhm.
But like a sit down dinner, that's
I
not a
always-
first date for
I always
me.
give like an hour and a half, regardless of how well the date's going. I'm like,
Oh God.
yeah,
no.
because you're getting to know another person.
I've taken a sip of a margarita, put it down, and left.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, no, and walked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I-
I mean,
I
I'm,
value
The
my
entire
time.
margarita, they're expensive these days, especially if you're doing that shit in New York. It's $20 a drink, for
The
Christ's
guy
sake.
opened up with he can make any woman come. I wasn't even
Oh.
like, hey,
Okay,
it's good
yeah,
to see
yeah.
you.
Yo, where
How
do you
was your
find
day?
these predators? Jesus Christ.
The financial district.
Oh, God. Yeah, he definitely punctuated
I
every
said,
sentence
Daddy, all right?
with a sniff.
Okay, contend. Yes.
And then we were just hanging out the one night, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah."
how
Like,
far in is this?
Wait, this is second date? He said this?
Third time we saw each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it moved a little
Fast.
fast.
That's like
yeah.
that's like either like lesbians or the army. Like that's
Did
how
you-
fast that went.
Yeah. Did you not see that as a red flag?
No, I mean, again, it was my first like real relationship. I had never like been in a serious relationship before that, and I was like, oh my gosh, like someone wants to date me. Like this is awesome. Like yeah, I'll be your girlfriend. So yeah, and it just kind of went from there. And we went on. We saw each other. He lived about 40 minutes outside the city, and I went to school in the city. So he could. And he. Okay. The worst part is that he was a senior in high school still, but he was 18. He was 18. He was 18.
Okay.
So what that means, you got left back a few times?
No. He had
that means?
he had like an awkward birthday. I think he might have repeated kindergarten. He wasn't.
Kindergarten? Who
Yeah,
gets left
so-
back in kindergarten? Stabbing a kid with a pencil? Like, how the fuck how you
I
You
know
just
some
don't know the
people.
alphabet yet, I
Most
guess.
of the people.
Half the comics we know.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Wait, how old are you?
18.
You were also 18.
Yes,
So you
I
were
was
a
also 18.
freshman.
I was a freshman in college.
And he
yeah.
was a senior
Yes.
in high school. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There was
Yeah.
no one on campus that you were like,
Okay, here's the problem. I went to a liberal arts school,
okay.
and you know how like 1 in 5 men are gay? They say at liberal arts colleges it's the reverse.
Some
It's like 1
just
in 5
look
are
like
straight.
they are. Okay. Some of us just look like we.
It was like 1 in 5 were straight, and it was majority girls at the school.
Mhm.
And
It's college.
Well, yeah, but it was a big performing arts school. Like ballet was really big there. Like dance, musical theater, everything like that. So it was really dominated by girls at the school. It was like 70% girls.
Mm.
And then you take the other 30% that are guys and figure
Half of
90%
them
are gay.
Oh, 90. Ooh.
Yeah. There were like 10 guys on my dorm floor and 2 of them were straight. So ratio-wise, it fit in with the 1 in 5 kind
Yeah.
of.
Got
So not a ton of options.
That's why I always wondered, like, why are like I know people who are in college that are on apps. I'm like, why are you on dating apps? There's like sex that's on your in your building.
On your
Yeah.
Why
floor.
would yeah, exactly.
right down the hall.
At the first party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like maybe a generational thing where like everyone's saying there's that statistic that like I think everyone in your generation is like having less sex than people at
Right.
our age. And I think it's like because they're more used to communicating through a phone than they are communicating in person.
I think also, like, I probably could have a child her age, and I mean, I didn't grow up with love, so maybe now we love our kids, and so they don't really need external validation through sex.
Yeah, but like
I didn't. Really
I don't think that like sex is really just about validation.
You
Because
don't-
sometimes you just want to get a nut off.
Sometimes you just want to fuck.
I think it's different for girls and guys, though.
Yeah, it is.
I think girls also sometimes just want to get a nut off.
Maybe if you're in a long-term relationship and
Yeah.
you're thinking about someone else's face when you're fucking them. Is this too
Women-
much?
No, it's
I'm
fine.
like you look so sweet and innocent. I don't.
Yeah, and you came,
I don't want
and you came here with your mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
We're like, anyway, fucking.
I know. First 10 seconds into meeting you, I was like, yeah, I got abortion money to my. And I was talking.
Yeah.
I've definitely replayed that in my head. I was like, damn, I just talked to like 10 seconds. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I say to
But
the
this
audience.
it's so weird that like because whenever I'm around a not comic,
Mhm.
then I become aware of like how much I use
How
the word
dirtbag we
nut
are?
or whatever. I just speak in a way that only comedians are accustomed to.
Yeah. Or we're just like going for the punchline all the time, maybe.
Yeah, or it's just like I was talking with someone at a show and we're just having a conversation about like she's on whatever like kink app and she was talking about that and I was like, "Oh, by the way, what's your name?" because we never exchanged names. And she was a comic and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the order of operations of how we talk." There's no like first dating someone is boring. Because getting to know someone in the regular procedure takes so fucking long. Where comedians, we're rewarded for being vulnerable and open. And we talk about ourselves on podcasts, on stage. So like there's a different level of like just throwing yourself out there for us.
I agree, but I also think that everybody's getting sick of the same bullshit. I feel like everybody's rising up to not ask about, do you have a brother or a sister? Like, that's,
What's your
come
favorite
on.
color?
Yeah, come on, who cares?
Yeah, child questions.
Yes. Okay, so you're 3 dates in, you're in a full-fledged relationship,
Yes.
You've pledged
wearing the
yourselves to each
varsity
other.
jacket.
Yeah.
He's going to high school prom.
Actually, this was a big issue for us, homecoming. Because he didn't want to go. And I was like, I want to go to your, like, you have to go to your senior homecoming. Like, it's your last one. He was like, yeah, I guess we can. And I was like, no, like, go look for the guest form. Like, I'll get a dress. It'll be fun. Like,
Yeah.
because I know the rules at my high school. As long as you're not 21, you can get a guest form and go to homecoming. Like, if you're 19, 20, whatever. And he was like, okay, like, I'll go ask the office. And then he kept putting it off and putting it off. And I was like, this is weird. So then I went on his school website and looked at the student handbook, as one does, and was creeping around. And I was like, okay, so I can get a guest form and go to homecoming. And then I asked him about it the next time I saw him. I was like, hey, like, did you check in? He goes, yeah, the office said you're not allowed to bring anyone from outside of school. And I was like,
Oh.
you liar. I know you're lying to me.
Oh, I hate. This is my big red flag.
What do you
hate
think was the
lies.
reason for that?
I have no idea.
Because he liked you, right? You felt that
Yeah.
energy. So you think he maybe had another girl at school?
Oh,
or
he
something?
only Snapchatted girls. Like all of his best
Oh.
friends list on Snapchat, all girls.
Mm.
And I didn't want to be that girlfriend that was like, don't talk to other girls. Like, I can be the only girl in your life kind of a thing. But when we were laying, like, if we were like sitting next to each other and he was like on Snapchat, I kind of like, peek over his shoulder just a little bit, just to see. And we'd be sitting right next to each other and he like wouldn't put me in the picture. Like he'd turn his phone the other way. So it was like the other half of his face and send it to a girl. So that, and I was like, who are you talking to?
That's
He's like,
why
oh, just a friend.
Just don't open Snapchat when you're with someone.
Yeah.
Also, only Snapchat is not good for men. Like creeps are on Snapchat. Like this dude wrote me, he goes, "Who was my snowplow dude?" And he goes, "Yo, what's your snap?"
Hold
and
on. Explain. Snowplows and what?
Like the driveway.
Okay.
He
'cause
came over and plowed the
all
snow.
right. Okay. That's
Literal.
So literal
Yeah,
snowplow.
literal
Literal
snowplow.
snowplow.
okay. I didn't know if there was an innuendo.
And
there.
it was a cousin of my neighbor, and that's how I was referred to this guy, who also lived in my same private community. So he had access to the gate. He's like, "Yo, what's your snap? Blah blah blah" on my Instagram, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm 40 and have a man, so like this is not like what."
Right.
Yeah, I was like, no,
What makes a Snapchat? Why was his creepy?
because snap pictures go away.
Right.
It's all about there's
can be
too
more
much
risque.
shadiness
Okay.
going on with
You
Snap.
can't screen record it.
Well,
No.
it sends a notification if you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you could be a real dirtbag on there.
Real dirtbag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can be as risque as you want because it's not gonna.
Yeah.
It'll send you a receipt if they try to keep it.
Yep. Professional football dude was just like, seriously, get Snapchat. I was like, seriously, no. Like,
Yeah.
no. Okay, continue. So snapping, but it's okay for an 18-year-old kid to have.
Right. I was like,
Snapchat.
whatever. I don't want to be like controlling. I was like, first relationship, I can't be that girlfriend, So I just kind of like let it go, and it was whatever,
How
know.
far into the relationship are we right now?
Well, when I first noticed it was probably like a month in when I noticed he was just Snapchatting girls, and it was about a month in when homecoming was like.
Okay.
2 month and a half, 2 months in when homecoming was coming around. So we were at the mall and I was like, oh, look at all those dresses. Like, we should go in so I can get a dress for homecoming. And he was like, no. I was like, why? He never told me why, but I don't know. I think he was kind of a lazy guy. So I think it was just too much work for him to get like a guest
too?
form and everything. Like, yeah.
Men are lazy
Oh, yeah.
in general.
Big time.
Like, yeah.
So,
But all these are red flags.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I see it now. But he lived like 40 minutes away from.
Also, Amara, just to remind you, we're talking about an 18-year-old.
It doesn't
as opposed
matter.
To like a
Men
full
are
adult.
18. Men are actually 17 for their entire lives.
I think
Yeah.
you just date the wrong guys.
True. Okay, continue.
So since he lived like 40 minutes from campus, we only saw each other like 2 or 3. Well, we saw each other a decent amount, like 2 or 3 times a week. Like he would come up on Tuesdays, I think, if I'm remembering right. He would come up like Tuesday right after school. We'd hang out. He'd go home at like 8 or 9, so we'd have a couple hours together. And then we'd see each other Friday and Saturday, or like either or kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Or he would like stay over at my dorm because they allowed visitors,
Hope mom's not listening.
I know. But then we were just hanging out. We were hanging out the one night, and he was like, I need to tell you something. And I was like, what? And he was like, I think I love you. He was like, oh my gosh, really? He was like, yeah. And I was like, I love you too.
Did you actually love him, or did you just say it back?
I did. I
Okay.
did. Yeah. I really cared about him. But that was just kind of like the start of the relationship. Well, like that was like 2 months into that point. But
Okay, and how long were you together with him?
like 3.5 months. It's not super, super long.
Okay, and then what happened at the end?
Okay. So it was right around Christmas break, and I was done with class on Thursday. Like, I could have gone home on the 3 o'clock bus, because this is Pittsburgh. I live in Harrisburg. So I could have gone home on, like, the 3 o'clock Greyhound, because I was done, because I didn't have class Fridays. But then I was like, no, I'm going to stay through and go home Monday so I can spend the weekend with him, because his break didn't start for, like, 3 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to spend more time with him because I won't see him for a while. And so I booked my ticket home for Monday. It was like $100 ticket, whatever. And then he asked to come over. He was coming over on Friday. So I spent like a day alone in my dorm room. No big deal. So he comes over. And from the second I met him outside, I was like, something's off. And we're sitting in the elevator and he was just kind of quiet. I was like, okay, maybe he's just like having a bad day. And we get into my room and I'm shutting the door and he goes, we need to talk. And my first thought was, he's breaking up with me. Like, it's over. This is done. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I don't really know how to say this, but I think we should break up. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Like, I really, really love you, but I think we should break up. And I was like, okay. So I was just kind of standing there and like, I started like crying a little bit. And I was just kind of like, I didn't really know what to do.
Right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas.
What a fucking dude.
Yeah. And so I was just sitting there kind of crying, and he just...
I mean, maybe he didn't get a gift, and then he was just like, you know what?
Maybe he's too lazy to
This will
get
this will save me
Hey, that wants to
$49.99.
recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he can recycle it.
He didn't have his ex's 90.
Yeah.
Yo, he did you a favor
What a
because he could have
dirtbag you
dragged
are.
that shit along,
Yeah.
kept whatever, man. You're gonna go through that again and again. It's all good. You're gonna put other dudes through that. It's just the way the world works. I'm sorry, I'm a lot more positive most of the time,
Fine.
but that's just it. 18 years old. Come on now.
Yeah.
Am I right?
So we were just standing there, and I was crying, and it was quiet, and he goes, so, like, can I get my sweatshirts back? I was like, yeah, just give me a second, please. And so I went and, like, because I had a little couch in my dorm room, so I just, like, went and sat on that, and I was like, he was just standing there, like, looking at me. And I, like, had my head in my hands, and I was like, can you, like, sit for a minute so we can, like, talk about this? And he was like, okay. So we sat down and I was like, why are you doing this? Like, everything was fine on Tuesday. Like, when I saw him on Tuesday, everything was completely fine. He said, I love you. And he didn't say I love you every single time we saw each other since he first said it.
Mhm.
So, like, it made it more special when he did. And he said, I love you on Tuesday. And I was like, okay, everything's fine. And I was like, why would you tell me you loved me on Tuesday if you were planning on breaking up with me? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He was like, no, because I do love you. I was like, then why are you breaking up with me?
Oh my God.
And he wouldn't give me a straightforward answer at all. And then he was like, so, like, can I get my sweatshirts back?
Oh.
I was like, yeah, I'll get your sweatshirts.
He's going to work in the financial district, I can tell.
Yo, Wilfred, you behave that way as an 18-year-old?
No,
No?
not at all.
Did you?
Nah, that's dirtbag. That's real dirtbag shit.
Yeah.
Can you believe that I was more timid as a person when I was younger? Like, this is the most confident I've ever been in my life right now.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have a boyfriend at 18.
So, do we find out why he actually
No,
broke
I
up?
never,
It was just like,
I never knew. Like, we ended up talking a couple months later because he texted me on my birthday, which was like 3 months after the breakup probably. And I was like, oh my God, he remembered my birthday. We're going to get back together.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get to. I was like, men do not do that because that makes us think that you
Yeah.
want us to be back in your life and you don't. You're just like, I should text you something nice.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh.
So we talked a little bit and then we FaceTimed. I think we FaceTimed then, but his birthday was in another month. So I texted him on his birthday. I can't remember when the FaceTime was, but we ended up talking on FaceTime. And I was like, so, like, why did you break up? Like, you never gave me a straightforward answer. And he was like, I don't know. Oh, really quick. I forgot this part. So I went back on Bumble right after he left my room after we broke up. Just no.
Savage.
Just to reread our old messages and like
Okay.
make myself more sad.
yeah,
You know?
I've been
so,
there.
Yeah. So I went to go reread
Of
them
course you have.
and it said, I looked at his profile and it said he was 1 mile away. And I was like, that's weird because Bumble only updates your location
When
if
you
you've been
open.
active on the app. Because he
Ah.
had left like 3 minutes before I did this, you know? And I was like, so he's on Bumble right now.
Here,
like
yeah.
the second he left my dorm room, he was
Or
back
before.
on Bumble. Or before,
Whoa.
yeah. So anyway, so I asked him, I kind of fibbed about how I found out. I was like, so one of my friends on my dorm hall came and told me that they saw you on Bumble before I left, and I was wondering like why you went back on the app so fast. He was like, I don't know, I guess I was just tired of it. And I was like, tired of what though? He was like, of being in a relationship with you. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh my
ouch. Like that hurt so bad. It's like I didn't realize I was that exhausting.
Painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that too. Like I think I'm at this like I don't know, it's hard for me to like remove like the age gap because like as him as an 18-year-old or compared to like him as a 34 or 30
Mhm.
something year old, like it would be very, I think he'd probably handle this very differently.
Yeah, because you don't need to say really, really mean shit. Like on that one TLC show, the what is it, The Single Life? That one guy said, no one's going to want to fuck you. Your pussy smells.
Oh.
Yes. And that is real mean. Like,
Wait.
you don't need to say that
Who
at
said
the
this?
end. Some guy on that TLC show. What is that? Is that what?
The
what is
Tender
it?
Loving Care Show.
90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance.
Yes.
Love that show.
And the girl with the super thick glasses with the wonky
I don't
eyes,
know
she said, which that was mean, but her husband said, no one's gonna want to be with you because you smell so bad. Your pussy smells. And now she brings it up on every date, and she's like, I just want to tell you that on TLC. And I'm like, leave that. Don't say it.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't seen that episode.
right.
So yeah.
That is traumatic.
Yes.
Like what she needs to get that. Like if you're that
You know
kind of
what?
dress, man.
I had this conversation with my buddy because we were talking about, because I don't think that this is weird with you being, because we're going to talk about pussy smells for a second. Because I don't think that it's not that, because there are pussies that smell bad to me. This is how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a body chemistry thing.
Correct.
Like the pheromones or whatever, like just don't match up with what I'm looking for in a partner.
Right.
And I think that's when pussies smell. It just depends on the person that
And that's
is
a
smelling them.
visceral, like you can't control that. That is how we are attracted to each
Yes.
other.
And as I was talking about this with my friend, and he was like, "There's this girl that like I love her, like she's so great and cool and like really hot, but her pussy smells." And he's like, "I can't say anything, right?" And everyone was like, "Absolutely not. You just have to. It's just not the right
You can cut.
one."
You can start cutting white flour and any
You can wear a
yeasty,
clothing line clip on
any
your nose.
yeasty products.
You know, there's guys out there with stink dick too. You know,
yeah. For
but
sure.
for women, it could be for different reasons, right? It could be that maybe there's something going
pH
on down
thing,
there.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the processed foods that we eat definitely fuck up our good gut flora, which affects your yeast, the amount of yeast that you have. Bentonite clay, ladies, bentonite clay. Start drinking it. Oral. Gets rid of yeast.
Yeah, that's
Candida issue.
That's how you get all those engagement rings. Is you drink that bentonite clay.
It's one of my sponsors, bentonite clay. Yeah, you can just manage. Everyone, check your yeast. Candida is an issue, and it also affects your gut. It affects depression, anxiety. Like, it's bad. Men get it too, and men can give women yeast infections because it stays under the tip of your dick, and you can keep transferring it back to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so fuck you.
Is
No, I'm
that,
just
is that why, would a circumcised dick make a difference?
Circumcised
requires
is
a
a
little
little
more
cleaner.
maintenance.
Yeah,
What?
a circumcised dick is cleaner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, typically.
Hmm.
So
if you got an anteater out there, get your shit together.
okay, so you haven't talked to him since.
No.
Good.
I have.
Oh, yeah.
No!
Of course.
We he texted me last summer and said, like, he was like, hey, and I was like, oh my gosh, hey. And we just started going back and forth, and he was like, I miss you, and I was like, I miss you too. And he was like, I still love you, like I'm still in love with you. And I was like, I still care about you too, but like it would take time like to regain that trust, like that, really hurt. And he was like, okay, like I totally understand that. And then we planned for him to come up and visit that weekend. He was going to come visit me. No. And then the next day I get a text from him that was like, I don't think I should come up anymore. And I was like, why? And he was like, I just don't want you to get your hopes up. And I was like, you're the one that told me you loved me yesterday. So we talked on the phone for like 30 minutes. And my mom was he didn't know this. My mom was in the living room with me and he was on speaker. We were just like looking at each other like, what is he on? Like, what is he saying right now?
An early Charlie Sheen.
And I was like, you can't keep doing this to me. Like, you can't keep coming into my life and saying you miss me and you want me back and you're still in love with me and then just disappear and change your mind. Like, that's not fair to me. And he was like, I know, I'm sorry.
Listen, you took
Whatever.
out the trash. You can't go back and dig through it.
I also
Yeah.
think
Let
it's
that
great that
person
you're going through this at a young age because you'll be prepared. I mean, this is something that happens to people.
And you seem so rational.
Yeah, you seem rational,
like you're
mature, and like you got
learning.
your
Thank
shit
you,
together.
thank you.
It's nice to experience this young, and then you get the red flags. You'll see this
Can
shit a
you
mile
now-
away next time around.
Before we end this, can you vow to us to not answer his text messages or maybe block his phone number?
Yes, I will
From
try
this
to.
point- No, not am I trying
Well,
to.
I think what's going to happen is that you're going to find someone else. You're going to go through the same exact experience. You're going to find someone else. And it's just like until you find the one that
Yes.
is worth a damn. And you just develop feelings. And then this is actually going to get very pessimistic because I'm realizing that this is just my pattern. And you're just going to like get
He's
to this
been
point.
single forever.
Yeah. 4 years.
I was just kidding.
But I'm just at this point where like, okay, I don't really get hurt anymore because I don't latch on to the person. Maybe this is very sad now that I'm saying it.
It's terrible
Yeah,
advice.
this
It's
is-
like
I
don't
know.
open up to anybody.
Right, but like, but the hurt doesn't linger as much because your experience is, oh, there is someone else out there. There's someone else that can like make me happy, and it's not just whoever this dude was.
I agree with that. You do have to think next. Like you're like next. Like come on, get out. You have to. You cannot settle.
I would say feel the hurt because it's good
100%.
to go through that processing of like of all of your emotions and get through that. So that way the next time it comes around, you're more prepared and able to
See the red flags and
Also, what you're experiencing it, we all dealt with this shit.
Yeah.
Everybody, no one's exempt from this. Breakups like that, we have no idea why they happen. We start taking it personally. You know, I mean, we all been through it.
Yeah.
No one's exempt. The thing is, it's part of life, and it's like, fuck yeah, having a little bit of fucking in you, right? And moving on. Because
Yeah.
there's times where you'll never get the answer. There's breakups that I had when I was like 21 years old, I still think about. And I'm 41. So what I'm saying is this part of it? It molds you. It builds character. It's all part of it. It's like you take that, it's knowledge, it's gems, it's wisdom. So it's like, I wouldn't even overthink it. And it's okay to revisit those
well now
times.
I would say actually I'm gonna say go and overthink it now. Overthink it now because you'll get to the point where like you're in your 30s or whatever, and maybe you'll already be in a relationship by then. But once you get to your 30s and you're still single, it's like, all right, I don't overthink it because I did all the
already did it.
overthinking at some point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna tag you in this video, but why don't you tell people where they can find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Madeline__Gillespie. And on TikTok at Maddie, Maddy, Gillespie, Gillespie.
Beautiful. Wilfred,
What's up?
where can we find you?
At Wilfred Padua. You'll probably type my name out, right? Because I don't
Yes.
want to have to spell that shit out.
Yo, he wants the
It's-
woman to do the work.
it's just-
I know.
Yeah.
Like
He
I do
became a
this.
Karen right
a
away.
little bit. He's
I
like,
know.
I don't want to
I told you there's a white woman inside of me.
A little
That's-
bit. Yeah. And you look down too, like, I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. If I had a priest like exercise me, if I had an exorcism, a white woman would come out.
I-
Yo,
Yes.
you're a bit of a dirtbag. Oh, that was a dirtbag. He's like, I just don't want to deal with it. And then you went like this with your nail. I don't wanna deal with it. And you went like that with your leg. I don't want to deal with it. It's like, I'm kind of over it, but already here like an hour 15 over. It's like, I'm over it.
Sergio, where can we find you?
DBS podcast, Sergio Chacon.
Oh shit! Can I say Raw Beef Podcast?
And I got to step on my
God,
shit.
You are so late.
Fuck.
Yeah, Raw Beef Podcast, DBS Podcast. Maybe we can get Raw Beef over here to be frank. It's the best network ever. Please follow H&A Pod on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe, share. Have a breakup story? Share it with us. Send us your DM. And yeah. Oh, follow me too, Mara Merrick.
Nah, you don't need to follow her.
I just turned my social media back on because I need validation. And all right, love you guys. Talk to you next week.